What's going on, y'all? We got an entertaining one today. We have Tom Aspinal calling out Jon Jones, and Jon Jones actually not only just responding to Tom Aspinal, but also responding to fans, or at least verified fans. Really kind of weird, kind of coming out of his cave here, not being reclusive anymore, going out, firing off tweets. It's really kind of entertaining. We're going to get into the video that Tom Aspinal released, and then we're going to go over the comment that Jon Jones dropped, which he then deleted, talking about his big black, and we're going to bleep word right there. And then from there, we're going to go to all the other responses. I clipped all the videos together, so hopefully we can get the whole story. So with that, let's go ahead and click play.
Who is the champion of trash talk?
I think Conor McGregor.
Champion of the walkout?
Paddy Pimbless is quite good. I mean, it's fresh in my mind because, a few days ago, I do think he's quite good. Yeah.
Champion of hard work?
I think any champion works very, very hard. I don't know what it takes to work that hard. It's ruthless, but I think...
Say me, Tom. Say me.
In my opinion, it ain't just about hard work. It's about being smart as well, with the way you work. Everybody works. It's easy to work hard. Any idiot can work hard. But GSP is the smartest ever to do MMA.
Champion.
Oh, I like that respect there, Tom. That was nice.
Champion of aura?
I'd say Alex Pereira's up there.
Yeah.
I think so.
Champion of fight dodging?
Fight dodging?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd have to be Jon Jones, wouldn't it?
Ooh.
We know he's trying to fight old man Stipe. Well, he's going to fight old man Stipe, so that's he's a fight dodger around here.
Hopefully he doesn't dodge it against you.
Oh, well, he's going to.
Yeah, so, the thing about Tom Aspinall is that was the deepest jab he's ever taken at Jon Jones, and it really wasn't even that deep. He's not saying Jon Jones sucks. He's just kind of lightly jabbing at him, saying, he's dodging this fight. This is the most aggressive Tom Aspinall has ever been, and voicing his opinion about Jon Jones not fighting him next while he is the current interim champion. And it's about time he starts voicing his opinions, and believe it or not, Jon Jones responds. So let's go ahead and click play. Buzz Brands offers a wide variety of high-quality, low-cost, and low-dose THC options. It's made for the functional person who uses THC, whether it's to enhance life, for pain, or for mood. They have energy drinks, my personal favorite, gummies, shots, and ice creams, guys. Whenever you make a purchase, enter Bear in the notes.
Comment. This dude literally has my large cock in his mouth every week. I'm flattered. I absolutely guarantee he will not win more world championships than me. That's truly all that matters at the end of the day. There's been many champions, no one like me. I sleep good at night. Now Tom's fired back, tweeting, John's right, he's won so many more world championships than me while using PEDs. A fan then asked Jones, Tom on your mind? Jones replied, nope, not at all, but I definitely appreciate all the attention he gives me. I'm more relevant than ever, haven't even fought. It's an amazing thing. Jones also addressed the PED comment, saying, yup, worked my ass to prove my innocence. Now picograms are legal in our sport. Honestly, none of that will matter a few years from now when I'm covering my kids' tuition. You guys still laughing about what happened at the office? I'm outside on a golf cart.
There's another part where it keeps going on. It's just there's always releasing more and more comments, and we'll get in the next video. But it's interesting that Jon Jones, the way he's responding to any of this, dude, I would literally just be like, listen, guys, I'm not ducking. I got to fight with Stipe. Let's see what happens. If I win, then let's go ahead and take this guy down. But instead, he's saying, y'all are worried about the office. I'm on a golf cart. My finances are secure. I'm fine. I'm taking care of my kids and my grandkids, and got their own houses and stuff. And to me, it's just a weird way to move when the whole point that Jon Jones is even answering this is because at the time, if you can go way back, probably not even that long ago, last year when Tom Aspinall first talked about Jon Jones, when he said, hey, Jon Jones knows who I am. Isn't that exciting? So remember that was when Jon Jones does press conference. Someone was asking Jon Jones a question, and he responded about Tom Aspinall. Hey, let's see what he does. Have a few more fights. He seems like a great contender. And Tom Aspinall was ecstatic that Jon Jones knew who he was. He's like, man, he knows my name. I've done it. Now going from this, and Jon Jones now is literally responding back to Tom Aspinall and to the keyboard warriors and stuff like that, picking at Jon Jones. And I think it's so funny. And the only reason why this is happening is because Jon Jones, the public persona, has swayed that the public opinion used to think that Jon Jones obviously is the GOAT of all time mixed martial arts, but for being the most dangerous heavyweight of all time that is active also. And maybe not all time, but just current active, the GOAT of heavyweight that's fighting right now. And especially it was that when he beat Cyril Gane. And everyone's like, man, he just freaking destroyed the number 1 ranked heavyweight. Greatest heavyweight also, too. Obviously, it looks like it's carried on from the light heavyweight division flawlessly until Tom Aspinall arrived. Knocked out Sergey, knocked out Curtis Blades after all that has gone down. So he's done 2 spectacular performances. Now, the public opinion is clearly the majority is that they think Tom Aspinall is the current, keyword current, most dangerous man heavyweight in the world, in MMA, in the octagon, and it is pissing Jon Jones off. His ego, he wants to be the most dangerous man in the world. He's the GOAT. I can 100% see that, and I can agree with that, but now it is making him mad that everyone else doesn't think he is the best active heavyweight. And so that is why he's going out, getting on the keyboard, but I think he needs to lay off the drinking, chill out with a little bit, and not respond to the fans. He's in the upper echelons, not only of fighting, he's one of the most well-known fighters of all time, the best fighter of all time, but then also, dude, he's freaking famous and rich. What are you doing? I don't even respond to comments, dude, and I got like 150 followers, you know what I mean? Don't respond to the comments, John, and if you ever wanted to respond, how you would take it, but this is how we know he's not going to fight Tom Aspinall. If he was going to fight Tom Aspinall, he's like, listen, I'm going to fight Stipe, I'm not overlooking him, I'm focusing on him, and then I'm going to come trash Aspinall. But it hasn't been like that. It's no. He's never said one time he's going to fight Aspinall if X, Y, and Z happens. He just says, I'm focused on Stipe, I can retire, I got money, legacy, yeah. And to me, it's just, he needs to chill out a little bit with his ego, and it's okay not to fight anymore and to retire and not to want to get in there and fight the killer. He's already done all the hard work. He doesn't need to prove himself anymore. He's literally the GOAT of MMA. So let's go on to these last couple of tweets here where he's just firing him off.
Right now, I'm fighting Stipe, and I guarantee you'll be watching. Another fan said, make no mistake about it. Your legacy will be stained forever if you retire without fighting the interim champ. John said, maybe I'll leave you with blue balls, but my legacy will be just fine. I've done way too much work in this game. There's people around the world that's been watching me fight since they can remember. He would have to go on and win like 10 championships at least in order for that to happen. The work I put in, that body of work, ain't getting touched no time soon.
You know, and not Tom Aspinall, Jon Jones does have a really good point. Like, yeah, you know, when it comes to championships and stuff, but yeah, you're the GOAT, so that's why you shouldn't be bothered by Tom Aspinall if you weren't, you know, quote unquote scared or didn't want to fight him, right? And so to me, if that truly was his mindset where it's like, man, he's got all these, then he doesn't have to say anything. You see what I'm trying to say? Like, if you are confident, let's just say like with your looks or who you are, you know, and let's say you know you're attractive or you know you're not ugly, and someone comes up to you and says, you're ugly, the only way you would take offense to that is, first off, maybe you're a man and you're like, dude, don't talk to me like that, I'll pinch your face. But if you're like actually taking offense to it, it's probably because you think you're ugly or insecure. So it's kind of just basic psychology here. But you know what? The more and more I see Jon Jones getting frustrated, answering back, firing off probably these drunk, coked out tweets, you know, to fans, responding. I think he's getting tired of everyone saying Jon Jones is scared, Jon Jones is ducking. I just hope and pray, even though I'm going to say right here it's never going to happen, I hope and pray the Jon Jones and Aspinall fight does happen. And with that, guys, drop your comments down below. Do you think that Aspinall versus Jones will ever happen? Dana White just came out during his Contender Series press conference this Tuesday saying, hey, guys, I've already made the agreement with Stipe and with Jones for them to fight. I can't just pull them out. I can't sideline Stipe on what is possibly going to be his last fight, whether win or lose. I've already made this agreement. They deserve to have this fight. That's why they're keeping it on. And it's weird that Dana White took this long to say that, because if he would have just said that in the very beginning, I think this narrative that, that Jones is ducking Aspinall wouldn't have happened. It's kind of an interesting thing to think about. But it's like, hey, we're doing this out of respect. We want them to fight. We already made this agreement before Tom Aspinall knocked out Sergey and knocked out Curtis. Obviously, that's what kind of made his claim to the throne undeniable. But with that, let's see what goes on. I would love for it to just, Jon Jones like, no, Dana, I can't fight Stipe. I got to fight Aspinall. These comments are killing me. Let's see what happens. And the last thing I want to get into, guys, a little change of pace. Tony Ferguson could be back and forth. Tony basically came out on a podcast and said, hey, yeah, Tony Ferguson, you know, that whole time when they were supposed to fight and they never did and it sucked and everyone wanted to see, you know. Never happened. many years ago with the Eagle, and Khabib is saying, hey, the most Tony Ferguson could have done had a lucky punch on me. That's the only way he could ever freaking win. And Tony Ferguson and him go back and forth. It's pretty entertaining. So let's go ahead and click this and see what we think after.
Khabib Nurmagomedov and Tony Ferguson had words for each other. It started with Khabib's recent appearance on the Inspire Me podcast. On Tony Ferguson, Khabib said, I feel a little bit sad, but at the same time, I always understand my game. It's the worst for him. He don't have wrestling. He don't have grappling. What's he going to do with me? How is he going to stop me? Only chance how he can stop me. It was only a lucky punch. Like with everybody. Like with Conor McGregor, with Dustin Poirier, with Justin Gaethje. Everybody talks about, oh, they can stop him if Khabib going to get caught with a lucky punch. But other stuff, how's he going to stop me? When he fought with Danny Castillo, Beneil Dariush, Justin Gaethje, Charles Oliveira, all these guys mauled him. He didn't have wrestling defense. He didn't have good grappling. My fighting game, it was the worst for him. A little bit sad, but what can we do? If God has some plan, nobody can change this. We were supposed to fight 5 times. He pulled out. I have injuries. This is not under my control. I feel a little bit sad, but at the same time, I showed who had what level. Tony fired back via Instagram. He posted this video. He wrote lucky punch in quotes. Now, was going to leave you alone, but you just couldn't help it. You fat What a f***ing coward-like chicken. Keep hiding, Khabiber. 29-1. Hashtag it's on like Donkey Kong biatch. Until further notice, let old fathead know what time it is, crew. And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for...
Tony Ferguson is such a character, guys. If you can just remember him, I mean, he was wearing it all the way like in the fucking early 2000s with his glasses, the press conference. I mean, he's kind of always just been a strange character, El Kukui. And it's just interesting that Khabib, when he has this conversation, I know they're just reading off the screen, he was saying it very, very respectfully. He wasn't saying like Tony Ferguson sucks. He was literally saying, it pains me not to fight him, giving his flowers and his roses when they knew at the time Tony Ferguson wasn't at his prime at the time when they wanted to fight Khabib, and then also he's just coming out of it, and then also, like he said, he lost to Oliveira and Gaethje, and like, yes, I think the Gaethje and Ferguson fight was the last time we saw a glimpse of like the old Tony Ferguson, but even then, he just got pummeled. I mean, the amount of brain damage he got from that, and the fact that Tony Ferguson thinks he even had a chance with Khabib is wild to me. Wild to me. And you know what even the craziest thing is? Why is Tony Ferguson still talking like this to Khabib? Tony Ferguson, you have lost 600,000 fights in a row, dude. I'm sorry, maybe a regular person. I don't know if it's just from like the damage and the overtraining and then maybe not having like a skill and techniques guy, you know, to work with you afterwards, you know, that you peaked. But dude, you are not like in peak fighting condition. You should not be calling out anyone who knows how to fight to try to fight them, dude, because all you're going to do is hurt your brain. Khabib would maul you. Bilal Muhammad literally was talking about during his fight camp, Khabib was training with him and was throwing him around, ragdolling him. It's Khabib, the Eagle Nurmagomedov. Tony Ferguson, put some respect on that name because he would punch the shit out of you. I don't even think Khabib would have to wrestle to beat Tony Ferguson. That is just my 2 cents. I think it's funny that's even on the news. I thought it was a little entertaining, but Khabib trying to throw Tony Ferguson some flowers, some compliments, some respect, and Ferguson just taking it the wrong way, kind of like a dumbass. I just don't think Tony Ferguson is the smartest, most intellectual guy either. He was really fun to watch many years ago, but recently it's just been really sad. I really can't watch any more Tony Ferguson fights. It kind of reminds me of, I think Ferguson obviously is more durable right now because he's younger, but the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, after Mike Tyson had that stomach ulcer, it really is highly concerning me for them to fight. I used to think that before Mike Tyson had the stomach ulcer, he had enough time training, he was ready, looking sharp, had his timing, was going to maul Jake Paul, but now it's just like, dude, I don't want to see someone that I know is past their prime, doesn't have the skills they had, and, you know, goes in there and just gets hurt and punched stupid, or gets punched to death, literally, because that does happen. And so with that, guys, leaving it there. Got any entertainment? Give me a like, give me a thumbs up, and thank y'all so much for all the support. Love you guys. I'm out. Peace.